execute accomplices too. Yes, welcome back to toxic internet comments where people are wishing death on teenagers again.
There's no point in even having an election. Shido's gonna win.
Of course, he's the only reliable politician there is. Plus, the current government has been getting wrapped up in scandal after scandal.
I feel like this guy has the same voice actor as Principal Humpty Dumpty, so it kind of makes sense he's taking this stance.
Even more importantly, there's just an aura about him. Like he can fix whatever problems we have.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter to me who does it. I just want to see our society back on track.
Oh, so you don't care if the Phantom Thieves are the ones who do it?
Especially after it turned out those Phantom Thieves were nothing more than scum in the end.
Oh, really?
We'll show you.
Yeah, I like this. Because we're not going to school anymore, we don't get any more of these scenes with us on the train. Instead, it's the rest of the party. Also, right here is one of my favorite moments out of this post-death arc, essentially. So, every confidant that I think you've maxed is gonna be contacting you and asking if you're still alive. My favorite response is Kawakami. Are you okay? I like to do this. Because in my head, I feel like this is what's going on. Kawakami's like, okay, please, say something. Let me know it's you. Let me know you're really still alive. You're a bad teacher. Okay, it's you. It's great to know that we've got her on our side. And yeah, in class, we're not even here. Hopefully, student sitting behind us is doing his part in all this.
Cut that out!
Yeah, so now it's time to tell Mishima we're still alive. Yeah, see, they would have recognized his face on the news there. They probably would have been some of the few who did. Yeah, Sakamoto had to deceive you about that, because I feel like we couldn't trust you with this whole plan. You probably would have leaked it. Sorry, but it's true.
Hey.
Okay.
But we don't need SP in the real world. Okay, who's it gonna be this time? Oh no, it's everyone. I love how Yusuke just straight up calls him a criminal mastermind. Yeah, so there were a lot of these accidents related to people in the food industry that clearly benefit Okumura, who was getting them to do jobs for him on the side, but also a lot of them affected people in politics. This is why. Oh yes, let's go right into the place where they're all looking for us. That's a great idea. Figure it out in no time, huh? Yeah, well, don't get your hopes up. Because if we don't, then they're gonna catch us. I mean, I suppose Ryuji could be the distraction if things come down to it. Yes, I remember, go with the intent of not being seen. Oh great, you didn't specify not being heard. Now Ryuji's gonna be loud again.
Alright, let's head to the diet building. Make sure you aren't discovered, okay?
So the Shin Megami Tensei franchise tends to have this thing about the Tokyo Diet building being some kind of evil lair, because it's a dungeon in Nocturne. It's kind of, sort of a dungeon in SMT5.
You gotta be kidding me. You realize you're done for if you get caught, right?
Don't worry, there's no, like, possible non-standard game overs here if you get caught or anything. You can pretty much do everything you can normally do in the city except go back to school.
Ugh. The stunts you pull sometimes. Just don't stay out too late.
It's time to go incognito.
Akechi isn't here.
Let's begin at once. Police cars are making rounds, so we can't stay here too long. We already have Masayoshi Shido and Diet Building. All we need is what he thinks of this place.
Maybe Mount Fuji, since it's the highest place in the country?
A palace that's us climbing a mountain would admittedly be pretty cool.
Conditions have not been met. What about a mansion?
That's a bit too mundane.
Since he's going to subjugate everyone as Prime Minister, perhaps a school?
So a school being one of the last dungeons would actually be a really cool way to bring things full circle. Unfortunately...
What about an arena, like the Colosseum?
Imperial Palace?
that one would also kind of fit.
Conditions have not been met.
It's no good. I thought we would have gained entry by now. Maybe we shouldn't have called you here.
Don't worry, this is the hoodie of ultimate invisibility. Nobody will notice us in this.
Hey, you think he's guarding his whole palace with a barrier? Shido stole the cognitive science research, right? Well, maybe it had some special move written in it.
Is that even possible?
Who knows? I've got no idea. There was nothing like that in the notes I saw.
Anyways, what kind of person is Shido? I can't figure him out.
I did some light research on him last night, but I couldn't get a grasp on the type of man he is.
That man over there is probably a legislator, right? I'll try asking him.
Oh boy, I really hope your acting's improved since the whole Yusuke incident.
Excuse me, I'm a member of the newspaper club at my high school. May I speak with you for a moment?
Okay, so far so good.
Sure.
What kind of person is Representative Shido? What's he think about the national diet?
His stance is dedication for country. It's how he's garnered everyone's trust. He's an admirable man of action, with a first-class determination. I'd say he's a model politician. I believe that he'll help create a wonderful future in which young adults like you can live in ease.
An exemplary answer.
Yep, just pretty much generic politics speak.
It makes sense he wouldn't tell teenagers anything unnecessary.
Plus, Shido's probably covered up any scandals before they get to the media, so makes sense there's not much info about him online.
Look over there. He's on a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, the fact that we're all together in a group like this, I feel like it would have been better if we would just, like, split up on our phones, maybe.
Wait, is it about us?
That doesn't look good.
Oh no, there was just like a carjacking, like, just right behind you, coincidentally. Of course it's about you.
We should leave at once. Tomorrow's the day off, so let's have an early strategy meeting. Meet at LeBlanc, okay? We should all think about this tonight.
Well, having a lot less luck than we usually have with these.
The criminals calling themselves the Phantom Thieves are no more. However, I believe that this country's citizens are still living their days in anxiety. These scandals only increase our distrust of the current government. As a citizen myself, I am enraged.
Despite the fact that I've caused all of them.
Look who's talking.
What does it mean to be a politician with responsibility? Working toward personal gain without consideration of the country is outrageous.
So I'm going to work towards the country and personal gain.
election's public notification is tomorrow. But no matter where I go, people are cheering for Shido.
Everyone's being deceived so easily.
Yeah, that's kind of fitting. Okay, one of the rare targets to have a confirmed age. I kind of wonder how old Sojiro is in that case, because, like, it's implied Sojiro knew him when he was a bit younger than this. So, he's a cabinet minister. This is actually interesting because a lot of Japanese prime ministers in relatively recent years, including Shinzo Abe, started out as cabinet ministers. Did people say it was like you could have a beer with him?
In order to save this country that has been tainted by villains, social reform is essential.
Ugh.
So I like how there's this take your heart backdrop over the couch there. That's pretty much new to this arc.
Now then.
Yes, because a hood instantly makes you unrecognizable. Joker clearly goes to the Lynn, Ellerwood, and Hector School of Disguises. I still love that scene. I mean, admittedly, this is kind of true. Like, the fact that somebody committed suicide in custody is a pretty big black mark on them. Of course, most of the public is like, oh yay, he's dead. But okay, we can't go out tonight or not for the next few nights, but we can still do LeBlanc activities.
Hey.
And that means I'm going to now read game secrets.
Make sure you close up.
Because we're going to be spending a lot of time playing some retro games. It's not a programming bug, it's a secret technique.
Wow.
Well, I mean, we had to cheat at Sire's Casino games.
Oh.
So yeah, this gives you a bunch of cheats for all of the retro games, and you can choose whether to use them or not.
Alright.
Your social stat increase will not be affected by whether you use the cheat or not. I like reading this before I start working on these games because a couple of the games are based entirely on luck, so you kind of need the cheat to make them more bearable and make them less reset intensive. Politicians like him. What other politicians out there are who are also running, who are like him? Probably most of them, actually. Okay, I am waiting for Yoshida to give us one of these, but you're nice too. Yeah, don't worry, we're still alive. That death card you drew was metaphorical. I feel like you would have done a reading and it would have just come up like all fools, and then maybe like moon for illusions or something.
Last one. Diamond mine.
That one's a little out there.
No good.
How many do we miss?
Perhaps he truly does have a barrier up.
Right?
That's not something to be excited about.
Ryuji's all psyched for. Barrier theory confirmed!
We know all the way up to Diet Building, too.
So you enter keywords into the Metaverse Navigator.
Boss, can you turn the TV on? Shido might be on it.
Sure thing.
Goro Akechi.
Oh crap, that's the one person who's even, who we're even less enthused to see on TV.
Him and his stupid composed face.
So, Akechi-san, Is it true you withdrew yourself from the media as part of your plan to capture the Phantom Thieves?
I truly apologize for causing such a stir. Honestly, it required a lot of courage to openly oppose them when their popularity was at its peak. I mean, people often lashed out at me online and whatnot.
Then was it also your plan when you said they weren't at fault after their popularity declined?
That was to catch them off guard. I could say I applied my profiling knowledge.
And yet, we all realized it was immediately suspicious that you suddenly changed your tune.
Once they lost public support, someone they thought was their greatest enemy led to hand. That's the same strategy used in romance, wouldn't you agree?
What?
Why is he being treated as an ace detective of justice?
It's not just on TV or online. Newspapers, magazines. I see his face everywhere.
On the other hand, no one's hoping for our comeback on the fan site. Like, at all.
The Phantom Thieves are evil. Shido and Akechi are just. It should be the other way around.
They're manipulating information using the media.
Leaving Akechi aside, we'll get back at him later. Our main issue is Shido.
Were there any instances before when you didn't know the palace keywords?
Well, there was the time with Futaba.
We didn't know anything about her, so all we could do was make conjectures.
Then why don't we just go directly and see Shido?
Yeah, we got the keywords out of Futaba directly.
That's impossible. He's surrounded by bodyguards and followers all the time.
There's no way high school students can get an appointment with him either.
Well, we do have an adult with us.
Everyone looks at her.
No, that's still impossible. Besides, that's too dangerous a method.
Yeah, you probably don't need any extra suspicion on you.
Well, this is a problem.
What's with the ruckus outside?
To everyone gathered before Yongen-Jaya Station.
Isn't that an election campaign car?
What a coincidence!
Oh right, the candidates are currently campaigning.
I apologize for the commotion. I am Masayoshi Shido.
And even more of a convenience that he announces his name for us to hear.
Wait, did he just say Shido?
I mean, he's been campaigning around here all the time lately, so it does make sense this would happen sooner or later.
Yeah, he did!
Man, talk about being lucky! We can go check him out without an appointment now!
Maybe this is like a swing area, so he's focusing a lot of campaign budget on it. And he runs off. Well, this is gonna end in disaster. Let's be the Rain Ryuji in squad.
Hey, Ryuji ran off toward the station.
Even Haru's following him.
This way, hurry! By the way, did something happen? You didn't seem well a moment ago.
Well, you see, we're reminded of images of lawsuits and Ryuji going to the bathroom. Yeah, it was obvious to a lot of people, but Shido's even worse than we probably thought. Oh yeah, that's why Haru's running off.
Now is the time to rebuild this crumbling nation. Our government is littered with scandals, and criminals have taken a strong foothold in our society.
Once again, he describes himself on both counts.
Such a disgraceful past must be discarded. We must set sail into a new future of dreams and hope.
Hey, don't be appropriating Undertale song titles for your campaign, please.
So our children who carry the burden of the next generation can be proud of their country. so our nation can once again become a powerful one with abundant wealth and luxury.
What about abundant cats? There's one right here.
So our beautiful homes will be acknowledged as the best country in the world.
Yeah, this kind of thing. Unfortunately, ultranationalism is quite rampant in the upper echelons of Japanese politics. I'm surprised at this point some of the kids aren't chanting, "I don't love my mom or my dad, just Shido." And now this guy will never wash his hand again. Also, by the way, yeah, see this poster here? That's Shido, and this poster has been here for the entire game. If you can read Japanese, it does say Shido there, in both the kanji and in the furigana. Also, his, that Masayoshi is, like, the kanji for it are literally justice, which is kind of, yeah, painfully ironic. But yeah, I like how you'll be able to catch that. Like, it's kind of a subtle detail, but it's one you might catch on repeat playthroughs. But anyway, when I first played this game, this was my first time ever seeing this deep part of Yongen. You never need to go here normally, this part of the station.
I humbly ask that you cast your vote for me, Masayoshi Shido.
Now, if you also can read Japanese here, you might notice a certain kanji that is very significant, so that's an extra hint for Japanese speakers. One other weird piece of trivia about this scene, though, is that apparently the texture for the background here is actually, like, ripped from a real part of Japan, and if you can view this whole texture, there is a McDonald's in the background they forgot to edit out, but you'll never get to see it during normal gameplay.
Let us all set sail toward a happy future, together. I hope to continue serving you all.
Is that the guy?
Oh, I actually just realized what the Japanese is saying.
You guys wait here. I'll go get intel for us.
Wait!
Hey! Yo, Shido-san!
Stand back.
I just want to talk to him for a sec.
He's a busy man.
The hell? Ain't he supposed to hear a citizen's comments?
Yeah, you're doing a pretty bad job of sounding like a fan.
That's enough, brat.
You're that asshole we met at the hotel before, at the elevators.
Even worse, we really didn't want him to know that.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you can butt in front of other people if you're in a hurry?
What are you talking about?
That moron! Come on, stop!
But these guys...
Hey, kid. You don't want to know what happens when you cross me. It seems the customer base has changed since I was here last. Have they started a daycare? This ain't a show. Get lost, kid. Damn brat! I'll sue!
Finally, it hits. Finally, we get that line one more time.
What are you looking at? This country is filled with clueless children. I worry for Japan's future.
Yep, that's us. Just another clueless child.
Let them go. My next appointment is coming up.
What a piece of shit. So what do you think after seeing him in person?
Not only is he a colossal asshole, but he's more than that.
Wait, he's the jerk you told us about before? The same guy? For real? Seriously?
You're sure, aren't you?
There's no mistaking that voice telling us he'll sue.
Shido's the one who ruined your life.
Holy shit. I don't believe it.
Let's get going, okay?
Shido's the guy who set you up?
What kind of fate brought you two back together?
Yeah, it is a little weird that it just so happens the guy who's behind everything is also the entire reason we're in this town to begin with.
Talk about a destined connection. Shido was involved in the cognitive research too, right? This can't be dismissed as just a coincidence.
God, what the hell's going on here?
Shido was already a politician then, yet he sued a student and ruined his future? He must have pulled some strings so that his name wouldn't be mentioned. Furthermore, he also would have had to force that woman into making a false statement.
Yes, I is thinking like a prosecutor here.
He would do anything. We're talking about a man who ordered a hit inside the police station.
He was just that desperate to not have him assaulting a woman get out into the public.
He can't sit still until he crushes whoever opposes him, no matter how trivial. He's always been that way.
What a piece of shit. Children are the future, my ass! What he's saying and doing are completely different!
But now that we found out who did it, can't something be done about his record?
Once the courts have made a judgment, overturning that decision will be difficult. It'd barely be possible even if proof of innocence is presented and Shido admits to his crimes.
At any rate, we need to trigger a change of heart in him.
Yeah, we'll think about the charges later.
Be that as it may, Shido's outer appearance and his true face are wholly different.
I would say he's like a dark mirror of a Persona user, but according to Carl Jung, everybody is doing this thing of putting on a different mask for different public situations.
It's beyond hypocritical. It's as if he's an entirely different person. He speaks about the good of the country. It makes me wonder what really is on his mind.
Well, we can go inside there and take a look. We're probably not gonna like it though.
That man's full of ambition to rise in the world.
Yeah, the only deadly sins we haven't covered yet are pride and sloth, and it's pretty obvious which this guy is.
He only thinks of the weak as stepping stools for his success.
He treats himself as an elite man while looking down on others. Ugh, that's the worst.
I assume the keyword for what he believes the Diet Building is will be despicable too.
It must be something self-centered and completely different from politics.
Someone like him needs to be punished as soon as possible.
Let's head to the Diet Building again right after school tomorrow. I feel we'll get it this time.
Stewing over it won't get anywhere. We have to do this.
Yep, Joker has a new archenemy, and it's not even Akechi.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, tomorrow is a school day, I suppose that makes sense.
Hey!
We just can't run into any of the teachers who'd recognize our face, otherwise they'd find out the whole going back to your hometown thing was a lie. It says clear the false charges up there, but it actually refers to the false charges of Okumura's murder and not, you know, Joker's false charges, which we'll be thinking about much later. Yeah, it definitely feels like Yongen might be a significant voting area if he's giving this many speeches here. So tonight we could make infiltration tools, we could train...
I should write something.
Oh!
Or we could play video games. Okay, yeah, this one only requires 2 sessions. I'll start with this one. This is the one that, well, one of them. This and Train of Life are both luck-based, but this one is significantly improved by the Game Secrets book.
Okay.
So this one's obviously based off of Gambare Goemon, or the Mystical Ninja starring Goemon series in English, only a few of which I think were officially localized. So yeah, using the technique here basically just means you instantly win. Which I'm okay with because, again, it's purely luck-based otherwise.
Oh!
So, the deceitful thief who ravaged the world above has shamelessly entered this infernal domain. I shall show you the horrors of hell. At least I would, but it'd be boring to treat the famous Goemon the same as any old person. Instead, we shall use the 2 dice in my hand to play a little game. I call it odds or evens. Wait a minute, we're gambling with demons in hell? This is basically just Cuphead, isn't it? First, you'll have to choose either even or odd. And yes, we know what odd and even numbers are. After you choose, I will roll the dice. If you guess the result correctly, you win. Otherwise, you lose. And that's all there is to it. Do you understand the rules? Well then, what is your choice? Odd or even? Place your bets. I'm just gonna go odd. And of course it was even.
For real?
I thought it was even, but I must have misread it. The result is odd. You win.
Yes!
Ugh, what incredible luck. I should have expected nothing less of the famous Goemon. It's your win. Continue forth.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny how Morgana has slightly different lines if you use the cheat or not, but there's no reward for winning without it.
Nice.
And so tomorrow, our real work begins. Oh, this time we actually get the diet building itself appearing in these sequences. Guessing the polls right now are like 90% Shido. Oh, this one actually isn't voiced. Okay, Shinya this time. Yeah, you don't know that we're the leader, but everything's fine. We're still alive. The Phantom Thieves don't lose to villains after all. Just don't go telling anyone. So I feel like I might be missing out on Takemi, Oya, and Iwai's ones of these. No, we pulled off a move that would be marked with exclamation mark, exclamation mark in the notation. Oh, there's Yoshida, finally. Yeah, he's even offering encouragement to us. Ah, this guy's amazing. I just hope he doesn't get completely outvoted by Shido in the election. He's probably running as independent in all of this. Though I'm not sure, like, exactly if they're even, like... I need to look into if there are any independents in the Japanese political system at all.
Security guards became suspicious of us last time, so we can't stay here for long.
Especially since, like, the exact same security guard is right there.
but we still have no hit.
Think it's a barrier after all?
You really want to be right about this, don't you?
Where'd your enthusiasm from yesterday go?
Ah, shut up. The real game starts at 2 outs.
Enough chatting. You should only be thinking about the keyword.
The citizens are secondary. He only cares about his own well-being and that of his lackeys.
Plus, he also seems to really hate children.
He wants to become Prime Minister, even if it means trampling on others. Fortune, rich people. Hey, can you think of anything based on what you've heard from him? Just try saying anything. It doesn't matter if you guess.
Incompetent fools like you just need to shut your mouths and follow where I steer this country.
Steer?
I'm surprised we remember that exact wording from that long ago. I want to exhaust all of these options though and see what they say.
Back to
Ah, nothing interesting. Okay then.
It was a match?
So, I noticed the kanji for boats on his campaign car, and looking at it and listening to what he says, I'm pretty sure the Japanese there literally says, "Let us set sail towards a bright future." The kanji there were ship and departure, so I'm guessing that means set sail. It's not a word that came up when I was studying Japanese often.
What? The Diet Building's a ship? What kind of scenery will that be? The actual building's on land.
Well, yeah, but Kaneshiro's bank was floating above the entire city.
I can't even begin to imagine what it will be like.
Well, whatever it is, looks like there are no barriers.
Oh, shut up! Let's hurry up and go in.
Futaba's like, ha ha, Ryuji was wrong again.
Are we clear of the guard's sight?
Get closer to the wall, just in case.
Yeah, we don't want anyone to see us disappearing and photograph it, just like what happened with Akechi. Let's learn from our mistakes.
Alright, do it.
And so it's time to see, literally, just what's on Shido's mind.